Hey, my name is Sal, and this month alone, I've made over 105K by building and selling sales systems for companies across different industries. I consult with over 750 lead gen agency on a monthly basis, and many of my viewers have already landed their first clients. In this video, I'm going to walk you through a full system build where I reach out to IT companies in the US. I'm going to show you how to find these companies, connect with decision makers, and how to use AI personalization in our messaging in a way that feels one-on-one. So if that's something you'd be interested in, stay tuned and let's get into it. Okay, so step one is going to be going into Apollo.io. So Apollo is basically going to be our lead sourcing database where we can just go ahead and source our leads. And I'm going to show you exactly how we can do it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just start building my list. So I'm just going to go to email status, make sure it's always going to be verified, and make sure to untoggle include catch-all emails. Okay, so it's going to be excluded. Okay, so catch-all excluded. And then I'm just going to go to industry. And then in terms of industries, I'm going to go to information, technology services, and also information services. Okay. So I'm at 7.8 million leads. I'm going to go to job title. And then I want to talk to decision makers. And the decision makers that I want to talk to are going to be founders. So founder. And I'm also going to talk to president. Okay. Just type in president. So it's going to be president. Okay. So 314K results. In terms of, I'm going to go to funding. And then I'm going to choose Series A, Series B, and Series C. Okay, so these companies are recently funded, Series A, Series B, and Series C. And then I'm going to go to employees. Before I actually do it, I'm going to go to location. So I'm just going to choose United States, just because they have the most money. I want to target United States. Okay, so 7.5K, great. And then in terms of employees, I'm just going to go to 21 to 50. Okay. And then I also want to target 51 to 100. Okay. So these are all the companies that I want to target. So let's just look over and see. So this is an IT company. Okay. Resources, it's talk to an expert. So it looks like this is a technology accelerate innovation with advanced computing. Awesome. So these are the companies I want to work with. They typically have the budget to invest in our sales systems. They also have something called product market fit, which means their product is already working. So you can just go ahead and help them scale. And this is how you scale, right? Because now you found a client that you can consistently get them results. And now you can essentially just get them on retainers, upsell them. And this is how we actually break through the 10, 20K. Your first 10K doesn't really matter. Just pick a B2B niche and you'll be good to go. Okay. So now, how can I scrape this data? So I'm just going to use a scraper called Apollo Leads Scraper, right? And it's an Apify. So let me walk you guys through Apify. So Apify is basically a platform where I can just go ahead and scrape leads, scrape any platform, right? I can just go to store. I can just scrape Indeed, I can scrape LinkedIn, Instagram, Google Maps. So any project really, let's say you have a client that wants to scrape, football coaches. You can just type in football in the search and then you can just find scrapers and people actually built this scraper before. So make sure you always use Apify. Apify is one of the best platforms you can be using to scrape anything really. Okay. So the one that I'm going to be using is going to be Apollo Lead Scraper. So just type in Apollo Leads Scraper here. So Apollo Leads. And it's going to be by Curious Coder. So this is the one. Okay. Awesome. So now I only have to do is just copy this URL and go back, paste it in the search URL. And then in terms of the cookie, I'm just going to download a extension. It's called Edit This Cookie. So this is the extension. It's called Edit This Cookie V3. So make sure to add it into your browser. Okay. And then make sure to toggle get emails, include guest emails, and wait for email verification. This is huge, right? Just because you want to get also the emails. And then you're going to have to go back to Apollo, and then you're going to have to retrieve your session cookie. So click on edit this cookie and then click on extract, go back and just paste that in here. Okay. In terms of total numbers of records required, I just want to scrape like 1,000 leads from here. It's going to take me like 16 minutes. So I'm just going to pause the recording real quick until it finishes. But in your case, I don't want you to go over 2.5K results because you risk your account getting banned, your Apollo account. Okay. So just make sure it's always like 2,500. Okay. Unless you have multiple Apollo accounts, obviously, you can just go ahead and scrape then like the number of leads you want to scrape. So now I'm just going to put 1,000, for example. And then in terms of proxy, always make sure it's residential or special. Okay. Residential is pretty good, so you can use it. And then run options is going to be no timeout, and click on save and start. Okay. So now the scraper is going to go ahead and scrape for us. And then once it's done, I'm going to get back to you guys. Okay, so we successfully scraped 1,800 results. So it looks like the scraper didn't stop at 1,000, which is okay. This is more leads for us, so no complaints. So now all I have to do is I'm just going to go click on export, and then I'm just going to go to fields, selected fields, and make sure you type in first name. So this is the data that I want. So last name, organization name, title. So the organization name is basically going to be the company name. Okay. I want the headline of that person. I also want their email. And then all I have to do now is click on download. And then I'm just going to name this lead list Apollo. Okay. Now I'm going to go to sheets.new, and I'm just going to import my lead list into a Google Sheets. So if you go to sheets.new, these are domains from Google. We can just go ahead and instead of just going to Drive, create a new sheet, just go to sheets.new, can create a new sheet. So go to File, Import, and go to Upload, and make sure you just drag and drop your lead list right here. Okay. And then the next step is going to be click on this import location, and it's going to be append. Okay. Append, and click on import data. Pretty straightforward. Now you have this data right here. Okay. Now I'm just going to bolden this up, and then I'm just going to name this IT companies, sales systems. Okay, now I have this lead list. I'm going to go to Make.com, and then it's going to take me 10 minutes to build a sales system where it can automates my entire lead generation. So I'm in Make.com now. I'm going to go to create new scenario, and then I'm just going to go ahead and look for a Google Sheets, which is Google Sheets right here in front of you. So Google Sheets, and it's going to be search row. So type in search rows, and then okay. So in terms of spreadsheet ID, I'm just going to copy the name. So there's two ways. You can copy the name and just map it directly, right? Or you can go and copy the ID, right, which is the spreadsheet ID. You can just go ahead and map it, right? So if I go to map, there you go. So this is the spreadsheet ID. So in terms of sheet name, is going to be sheet 1 all the time. Just because if I go back, you're going to see that I have sheet 1 right here. Okay. Let me go back. And then in terms of limit, I'm just going to put 1 because I want to retrieve 1 record. Click on run once. There you go. So I have the first name, last name, pad.inc. This is company name, which is the organization name. We have the title, founder, and then we have the email. Okay. So now I want to validate the email address of that person just because I don't really trust Apollo's emails. So I'm just going to click on this plus button, and then I'm just going to use an email validation tool. So the one I'm going to be using is going to be Hunter, and it's going to be, I think it's, verified email. Okay. So I'm just going to go to my Hunter account. So hunter.io, make sure to sign up. They're going to give you like 100 free credits to use. And then you're going to have to go to API, and then click on this copy button. So copy it and go back, and then just paste it in here. Okay. And click save. There you go. So in terms of the email, I'm just going to map the email, click save, and then run once. So valid. So the first email we found is valid, deliverable. Okay, great. And then the next step is going to be, okay, so if you guys noticed here, we have the pad.inc. I want to clean this company name to be just Pat. Okay, because in my outreach, I'm going to have basically a variable, which is going to be company name. And I don't want to say, hey, I noticed that Pat.inc. I want to say, hey, I noticed Pat, right? So it's even more personalized. Make sure to always clean up your company names, guys. It's mandatory, okay? Another thing. So I'm going to go to this plus button right here. I'm going to use a cheap model, which is going to be Gemini. Shout out to someone in my community. He's called Nishal. He was the one who actually recommended this. And the way you're gonna get a Gemini API key is gonna go to Gemini and just type in Gemini API key. Okay, and it's gonna be in Google AI for developers, and click on Get a Gemini API key. It's gonna be Create API key, and then click on Gemini and just click on Create API key. And then you just have to copy it, okay? And then go back and click on Add and just paste that in here, okay? And then in terms of the AI model, we're just going to use Gemini 1.5 Pro. Messages, right, is going to be role, user, parts is going to be text, okay? Now I'm just going to go to my 7-figure prompts, which is basically a resource library that we share in our community. And then it's going to be company name cleaner. Yeah, company name prompt. This is a plug and play. Just going to help me get up and running really fast. So I'm just going to map my data right now. So pad.inc. And then domain is going to be, okay, so I don't have the domain. So I'm just going to use something. Okay, but first let me just map the correct data. So a headline, click save. And then I'm just going to unlink this. And then I'm going to click on this plus button and look for tools, which is tools, and click on set variable. I'm going to show you a formula. We can just go ahead and get the domain. So this is going to be get domain name. And then I'm just going to map the email. And then I'm just going to split the email based on an @ And then I'm just going to get the first one. Okay. And then I'm going to add HTTP. Okay. And click save. Now, if I try it, let's try it in my email. So this is my email right here. So there you go. Let me see. So get splits based off an @ and get, okay, I get the second. Yeah, I get the second. So run this module only, and it's going to be, there you go, myoprocess.com. Okay, great. So now I can just map the, by focusing on company's domain. So this is the domain. Okay, great. Map and click save. And then let me just auto align this. And then I'm going to add another filter right here. So condition only if the result is equal to deliverable. So only if the email is deliverable. So deliverable. And then I'm going to add status equal to valid. And click save. And that's pretty much it. So I'm just going to run once. And then let me read through this. So results equals path. Amazing. Now, next step I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this plus button and I'm going to use a platform called Exa. Now, Exa is one of the best platforms on planet Earth just because it's basically like Google.com on steroids. So basically AI just looks through every single thing on the internet and just finds the exact result that you want to find, right? You can just look for defense startups based on New York, LinkedIn profiles of people who have both English and design experiences. What's the big news today? And the cool part about it is that it also acts as a crawler that goes into a website and just retrieve that text. They can just feed it into AI and generate like a highly personalized message, which is exactly what we're going to do. So I'm just going to go to search query and then I'm just going to map the domain. In terms of number of results, just one. And I'm going to go to category. It's going to be company. And then yes, include content and response and click save. Okay. I'm going to click on this plus button now and look for Entropic. Create a prompt. I'm just going to use Entropic to generate a personalization. I can use OpenAI, or you can use OpenAI, Gemini, anything. But Claude is the best in text-based outputs, so make sure you use it. Use Perplexity for research, right? let's say you have a client or you want to like validate a niche, use Perplexity. This is a hack for you, and Claude for copywriting. Okay. So I'm just going to go to my 7-figure prompts again. And the one that I want is going to be this one right here. I think this is a really good prompt. It's going to work well. Copy. Max sequence 3060. That's enough. Role is going to be user. Content is going to be type and text. And text right here. And let me just remove this so you guys can see everything. Okay. And then now I'm just going to map every single thing, which is going to be first name, which is going to be the guy's first name, website, scraped data, and it's going to be the text of AXA that we're going to scrape, and then, headline, which is going to be the person's headline, and then their title. So title, and it's going to be title. And again, we're going to add the company name. So company name is going to be results, and click save. Now let's just run once. Congrats on the groundbreaking work at Pat Inc. Beth, impressive to see someone tackling the meaning gap in conversational AI. As someone building in the sales space, I know firsthand how understanding context completely transforms client interactions. Your approach could revolutionize how we connect with our ideal customers. So this is great. I like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to exclude the headline. Yeah, I don't like the headline. And I'm just going to lower the temperature. Yeah, I'm just going to lower the temperature to like 0.9. Click save. And I'm going to go to instantly now. Let me go back. Click on this plus button, look for instantly. And I'm just going to start adding my leads to instantly and build in the copy. Okay. So I'm going to go to campaign ID and then the one that I want. So let's just go to instantly and create a new campaign. Okay. And then I'm going to go to login. And then I'm just going to go and create a new campaign right here. And it's going to be IT Founders USA. And click on save. And let me go back to make. And then I think, which one actually? I think it's this one. Let me map the correct one. That's not the one. I believe it is this one. Yeah, IT Founders USA. So leads email is going to be the email, and then their first name is going to be first name, last name. Company name is going to be the results of Gemini, and the personalization is going to be the text response, and then the website is going to be the domain. Okay, click save, and then let's just run once for the first record. Okay, great. So let me go back. So I added the lead, and then let me just insert the personalization variable. Okay, great. So now I can just say, hey, first name, add a one line break, and then it's going to be, hey, Beth, great. Now, I'm just going to write my copy, which is going to be, I built a sales system specifically for companies like company name. If I preview, I'm going to see, yeah, that connects them with 5 to 8 ideal clients per month, or let's say in just 12 weeks. And in just 12 weeks, last month, I directly, because this is true, added over 85K for Vention. So confident I could do something similar or better for company name. Okay, so hey, first name, personalization. I built a sales system specifically for companies like company name that connects them with 5 to 8 ideal clients in just 12 weeks. Last month, I directly added over 85K for Vention, so confident I could do something similar or better for company name. Is this aligned with what you're trying to achieve right now? Thanks for the time slot. And I just added my subject line, which is going to be company name X my process. Just frames me as a growth partner. Okay, amazing. So now let me just run this through 5 records and let's see. So the first one is going to be added. Okay, second one is getting added. Congrats on building Whistle, Chris. Love how you're tackling the employee recognition space by focusing on relationships rather than just transactions. So this is good. So now everything I have to do, just leave this empty and then just run through all of the leads. Okay, so hopefully you found this video valuable. I'm going to leave all the resources you're going to need in the description down below, including the scraper, the copy, and the blueprints, so you can just go ahead and get up and running as quickly as possible. Make sure to check out Sales Systems Mastery if you want to get your first system customer in just a few weeks and access all my hidden blueprints that I've sold for multiple companies from 5,000 all the way to 50,000 bars. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.